everyone, welcome back to Aussie Homeschool Adventures. My name's Jo, and in today's video I have my grade 2 daughters 2020 homeschool curriculum choices. Now if you haven't seen the video I just posted the other week on my grade 3's choices, and it has all our group subjects in it as well. So these two videos really go together. This is more or less part 2 of that video. So if you haven't seen that one already, I will leave it linked in the description down below and probably place an iCard up here so that you can go and check it out and have a look at our group subjects, because otherwise these ones look really light on. But she does all those other subjects that we do together. So our Bible, history, geography, all of those sorts of things, art, health, science, Bible. So we all do those together as a group subject because my girls are only one school grade apart. So if you want to see what we're doing with those subjects, please go and check out my other video. Now, so in saying that, this is my second grade daughter's curriculum choices. So like her sister, we are also using language lessons for a living education. She is working on level 2. She really enjoys these ones. She likes the stories about Charlie and Charlotte as well. I really like the fact that the lesson length is quite short. It's perfect for her attention span at her age. She's a young grade 2. She's only just turned 7 in May, so she's quite young to be in grade 2, but she's also getting there, and I don't think I would have liked to have kept her back and have her still in first grade. But we're working at her level and her ability. She's at this point, and if it gets too hard for her, I can always slow her down and take our time. There's no race in this, and there's no pressure, so it's fantastic. Yeah, so she really likes these. Once again, it has that very same format of all of the language lessons books. So lesson 1, we have the story. These are Micah and Claire, not Charlie and Charlotte. Charlie and Charlotte is the maths. I get confused. But Micah and Claire's story, which they really like. And then we have a lesson. This one's about the long E sound and how we can spell it, and then we do different activities following on from that. Now I won't show you any of the pages that she's actually completed. Let me just jump ahead. So we've got that lovely story, and then talking about the long U sound and some of the words that make that, grouping words. Then we'll have, this is a double page lesson on plural nouns and how we add S's and ES's onto words. So they only take her a short amount of time. Then, the pages are stuck together on me. Of course they are. Then we've got seasons and the months of the year. Now this activity is actually one of the few activities that I found that is quite American, because our seasons don't match up quite to theirs. March, April and May, June, July and August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So we get to write our own seasons in there, what's relevant for us in Australia versus what might have been relevant for them in America. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. I don't find these to be too American. Like I've said before, often the weather doesn't line up, and sometimes because they do their schooling from June till June or whatever it is roughly over there, we start in January here technically and go through until the December. So our school years don't line up exactly. So our holidays don't match particularly. So sometimes we'll be doing a Christmas lesson in here and it's June, and my kids are a bit like, okay, but they love Christmas, so they just roll with it. It doesn't particularly faze them. It doesn't particularly faze me. We don't make a big song and dance about it. This is one of my favorite lessons that I love doing. My little girl is loving these. She gets to tell me a story, and then she gets to draw a picture about it, and then we write 1 or 2 sentences about our story together. So they've been lots of fun for her. Yeah, and then there's one last lesson, which is usually their spelling words. So they get a list of words and then do activities about that. Now we actually are a little bit different in how we do that. We do school 4 days a week. So we school Monday to Thursday, and then we have Fridays off. Often we'll go on an adventure. My husband doesn't work on a Friday. So that's our chance to go out, go on excursions or field trips once Corona's over, and we can actually go places again. restrictions are lifting here in Australia, so we can start doing that again now, finally. Yay! Bring on some freedoms again. So we do Friday's lessons on a Monday. We do a double lesson usually on a Monday. So we'll do the spelling lesson and then take those words with us through the remainder of the week and do activities that they suggest. They have activities and games that are often in the back of the book, but because I print these at home from PDF, I actually have them printed and bound in a separate little teachery manual that has the activities and games in it and the answer keys and the quizzes. So I use that for me as a reference, and we'll do some of the activities out of there with her spelling words throughout the week. They also work through sight words in there, so I've just found a printable of all the sight words that are relevant for her. So we just work through these as a simple flashcard, just kill and drill, which I don't particularly like, but it works. And then we'll sometimes we'll mix it up and we'll spread them out on the table, and she can pick the ones that she likes and different things like that. But she's enjoying mastering those because she's mastered a set already and moves on to a new set. And it's really helped her reading confidence and being able to read more by having those bank of sight words. So that's what she does for her English lessons. And then we do handwriting as a part of that. So I'm also using with her the Queensland Modern Cursive Level 2 book. So she's just started this. She had started with the Grade 1 book earlier in the year, and she roared through that because it was really easy, and she just enjoyed it and had fun with it and raced through it and jumped straight into her Grade 2 book about a while ago now. So she's working through this and learning about cursive as well. So this is a great incentive for her Grade 3 sister to keep moving with her book, so they're not in the same book for too long together. They don't like that. Yeah, so these are just really simple. She just does a little section out of this every day. It only takes 5 minutes. Yeah, so that's our handwriting activities that we do. And then for maths for her, she's also using, surprise, surprise, master books. So she's working through level 2 of math lessons for a living education, or as we call it, our puppy maths book. My girls really enjoy these. They've found them to be lots of fun, and I really like them too. Once again, these are probably the books that I have the most Americanisms in for me, the money and the measurement units. So having done this book previously with my oldest daughter, I now know what to look for and when things are happening. So I'm pre-prepared with Australian money activities and Australian measurement and unit activities for liquid measures and distance and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal for me. I just sub it out and use Australian measurements units instead. We use metric, so it's not a big drama. It's such a small section of the book and the teaching that it doesn't really worry me as a curriculum choice goes. So yeah, once again, these follow that same format of all of the master books ones. We have the story at the beginning about Charlie and Charlotte. So yeah, oh look at that. I opened up to a money section. So here, instead of using nickels and dimes, I just used 5 and 10 cent coins, and I've got printouts that I'll either put on top or we'll just do it on a separate piece of paper and work our way through those, because we still count by fives in Australia with our 5 cent coins and things like that. Because that activity then leads into counting by fives on the clock and things like that. So we still definitely do that here in Australia. Our time still moves the same way. So yeah, that's our maths. I'm just looking for another. So they love some of these like more challenging puzzle activities that come at the day 5 as a bit of fun. Yeah. So that's our maths curriculum choice for my Grade 2 girl. Really simple, but lots of fun. Once again, like I said in my previous video, but I'll say it again in case you haven't seen part 1. We really like the master books as a family. We've enjoyed its lesson length, its lesson style and teaching style. I love the community for master books as well online, both in Facebook, and they have their own app now, the Master Books app. And there's a great support network in there from both authors of the books. You can ask them questions, other mums, and we can talk and engage. And I'm not the only Australian that uses it, and we help each other out and we talk about it. And yeah, it's been a really nice community of mums supporting mums. But as I've said, I love the Masterbook stuff because it's written for homeschoolers more often than not, by a homeschooler or someone that's at least experienced homeschooling. I know that Kristen Pratt, the lady that wrote these books, is a homeschooling mum. She's homeschooled all her children, plus she's worked in schools and things like that, so she knows what she's doing, and it reflects in that curriculum. I really love its feel and its style for homeschool. It's written for homeschooling. It's not written for a classroom and then being forced into a homeschooler's hands to go, here, use this, it'll be fantastic, because it doesn't always work, but these ones do. I have looked at other things as well, but I've settled on Masterbooks again for grade 2, and we will continue with that for grade 2 for her. Grade 3 and beyond, I don't know. Whatever, it keeps working, it keeps working. If it doesn't, then we mix stuff up and we change things all the time. I'm very much happy to be flexible with my kids and their curriculum. I'm not going to dig my heels in and go, oh, we've got to keep using this. I've spent all this money on it. If it doesn't work, we find something else that does work. But for now, these are working. They're learning, they're enjoying school, and that's what matters at the end of the day. So I hope that's been helpful. If you want to have any more in-depth look-throughs or flick-throughs, let me know. I can probably give you a little bit more of a flick-through. But yeah, or answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, I will leave a link in the description to part 1 of this video, which is my grade 3 daughters, and I will see you in the next one. Have a fantastic week, and thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit subscribe, stick around. I'll be trying to get more content out more regularly now that COVID is sort of settled and routines are coming back into play, so that will make things a bit easier for me. If you've got anything that you'd like to see from me, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can get that content out for you, because I'm not here for me as much as I'm here to try and encourage and help other homeschooling mums, both here in Australia and anywhere else that might be watching. Because I know for me, I find watching other homeschooling mums videos interesting and encouraging and insightful, and it's nice to see what others are doing. So if it's something that you'd like to know about what we're doing, please let me know, and otherwise hit subscribe. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like for me, share it with your friends if you would like, and have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching. Bye.